All right, today is the second day of our 25 days challenge. As I was saying before on yesterday, I was talking about coming to Korea was not easy. It was a big challenge for me, but I have learned so much living in Korea. I came as a young man, 19. I remember my first winter just coming from Africa to the second coldest winter in the history of South Korea. That was really hard. And I was working outside in a painting company. It was so difficult, my friend. I remember crying, Mama, my finger is so cold. It's like, it was hard. It was one of the hardest times of my life. But I learned to become a man. I learned to trust God. I learned to put my eyes on the one who sees my heart. I cried to him. I became stronger. And that's when I learned to trust God. Guess what I did? The first salary I got from South Korea, I gave it all to church. I said, Lord, this is how much I value you. This is how much I honor you. I gave it all to the church. Why did I do that? Because my Father instilled in me that every part of your life, the first ever job you will get, make sure that the money you get, you give it to God. And I did that. I honor my Father. I honor my Father for that. And I believe, my friend, that when you put God as your priority number one, God will put you as his priority number one. Because it's kind of cold outside, my friend. It's really cold, but I'm doing good. So I want this on this second challenge today. It's about this. My friend, I faced a lot of hardship in this country. Their food and our lifestyle from Africa is not the same. I started to eat things I wasn't supposed to. I didn't know that. I started to take medicine I wasn't supposed to do. I didn't know that. I find that out later when my body was completely infected with so many bad toxics. I found myself sometimes sitting down. In my mind, I'm standing, but my body was still sitting down. And I was kind of scared. But I told myself, I'm not going to be scared. To live is Christ, to die is gain. I was ready to die. I was ready to die. But the devil pushed it too far. He kept on putting, you're going to die. You will die and nobody will know that you ever existed. This is in 2006. I had no idea what to do, my friend. But I kept on trusting God. I said, whatever, I'm ready to die, ready to go. But the devil is so stupid. He pushed me to change my mind. He got me. I was ready to die. I spent most of my money to paying the hospital bills. At that time, I did not have a health insurance. So I was paying the maximum without. When you don't have a health insurance in South Korea, the medical bills are extremely expensive, my friend. So I remember one time after the doctor did the examination, they did a completely general body checkup. He told me, the news you don't tell a young man. He said, John, you are a walking, ticking bomb ready to explode at any time. I said, what does that mean? He said, John, your liver is 80% gone. You're only operating at 20%. I don't know how long you're going to be around this world. I remember that time I got out of the clinic. I went outside. I looked up. I said, Lord, help me. That was the first time I realized that there's so many things we learn from the church, or God does not speak to mankind. I heard the voice of God. It was not audible, but I heard his voice in my heart. Do you remember the hospital where you went to visit a lady who had a baby from the Congo? I said, oh yeah. Oh, I remember. So go to that hospital. That's the voice. And that was the turning point of my life. My friend, why am I sharing this? It's a challenge. Wherever you are in your life, don't make the decision to stay on the report that you have. But you always have to seek for the better. There is always a better report. When I was given a 20% chance to survive as a ticking bomb ready to explode at any time, I made a choice to look up and to ask for help from the one who's above, but I heard the answer in my heart. So my friend, don't look just up, look inside. Because if you gave your life to Jesus Christ, the Spirit of God lives inside of you. So this is the challenge number 2 for today. And I'm going to give you the next part of what the Lord told, what I learned after the Lord told me to go to that hospital. What I learned from that hospital and what the doctor told me. 2 different doctors and 2 different reports. I'll see you on the 3rd day of challenge. Peace.